is Elliot, one of my friends and colleagues, and we're going to talk today about authenticity and mentorship.
Mm,
One of the things that I think has been the most challenging for me over the years is that I have to kind of humble myself to be able to accept the coaching from others.
mm.
And just like me, James has gone through an incredible journey in which other people have helped to shape and mold him into the person that he is today. And because of that, he's able to actually extend himself now and grow other people around him as well. So, welcome, James. Really
Sure.
excited to have you here.
Cheers. Thank you, brother. Good to be here. I'm looking forward to giving some good value today. That's for sure.
Yeah, awesome. So tell me a little bit about how you've arrived at, based on your mentorship and who actually influenced you.
Yeah.
We all know that James John Maxwell really focuses on the fact that leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. So very simple, but actually carrying it out is a totally different thing, isn't it?
This is true. This is true. Coming from, days in high school and public school, being bullied, beyond belief, anxiety, depression, you name it, and work and weight issues too, different obesity issues, working through those, going into the corporate world, working for companies like IBM and Lenovo and Novell, learning a lot from them. Also learning a lot about how I didn't want to run my business or didn't want to run my life too, but learning a lot, definitely from those amazing businesses, and then just being here and deciding one day about almost 13 years ago that I want to do my own thing. I want to be here. And then it's almost 12 years ago now, starting my own business, my own hustle, and just really helping teaching people, speaking, teaching, writing. I've become an author. I never thought in a million years I'd be an author. Now I've written several books, and it's just amazing to I tell people never say never, because you never know. And to your point, dropping the ego as well, because you're not going to learn. And I had that too. I had the ego up, and I was also very ignorant per se, because one way I'd managed all the bullying and being picked on was I just kind of stopped listening. I stopped listening to what people told me. Unfortunately, that still rang through when like mentors at IBM tried to mentor me. It was like talking to a brick wall, or my mentors I was paying, business mentors paying again. I really am like, oh yeah, that's a good idea, but and I gave them lip service, and I didn't really take a lot of the advice, or I did it. I'm like, let me do that, but I'm gonna do it my way. And then in most of the time it didn't work because I wasn't doing it the ideal way. I'm like, let me do this, but the James way versus the way that was by that mentor. And that led to a lot of lessons and learnings and wins and failures as well, which is then where I learned. I mean, I don't want to say one of the best ways to learn is through failure, but it's a great teacher. Failure is a great teacher, especially when you learn something from it. And then it's not failure at all. There is no failure unless you learn nothing, and grow, and not at all, and just blame and whine and pout and and moan and just get nothing from anything that happens in life. It's
You're
all
just
teaching.
taking another step in that struggle, that journey, right? I mean, that's the idea. So that's great. Yeah, being in athletics and that and listening to you talk about Novell or IBM and some of those tech companies, I mean, they were focused on technical skills, not always on how well
True.
the people did. Just
True.
to give you a great example of that, Nick Foles from the Philadelphia Eagles, when he became the most valuable player on the Super Bowl that one year, he sat on the bench for years. And 2 weeks before that, Carson Wentz, the QB number one string, got hurt, so he had to fill in. When he got to the press conference, he didn't talk about, oh, we threw the ball better, we ran better, we did, all that. He could have focused on the technical, but instead, what he did was he focused on, hey, when you're having struggles, embrace it because your character is growing, right? And he's
True.
like,
True.
hey, I've failed thousands of times. So I hear what you're saying there. That's a great point, James.
It can be one of the greatest teachers. And then through experience, again, experience is one of the greatest teachers. And then if you want to get even better at something, well, then teach it. And because teaching is one of the best ways to learn
Yep.
yourself and to master something. And that's I've been teaching for years. I love helping people, and that's why I've been able to master a lot of different things in my life. And now I can coach on it, I can speak on it, I can teach on it, I can write on it, because I've been through it and been through. So very authentic ability to teach it, but also because I'm teaching it, then I'm even mastering it myself and getting better at that myself, and even growing even more from those lessons and the crap that happened in life.
Yeah.
It's so interesting.
Well, tell me a little bit more about, okay, so our audience is listening to this. Surely you didn't start out all confident and everything. I mean, sometimes we hear people talk about imposter syndrome today, and life balance and,
Hmm. Hmm.
oh my goodness, self-doubt is everywhere, it seems like. So
True.
how
True.
how can you help the audience understand how they can actually lift themselves above that, or at least keep that next foot going, right? Next
Fair.
step.
I've been fortunate to coach executives, CEOs, millionaires, and even one billionaire. And it's super super interesting too. They all have imposter syndrome. They all have self doubt. Really, people that claim, "Oh, I have no self doubt," I think you're full of it, or just not self aware enough to realize that we all have stuff. Where no one's perfect. Least of all us, least of all them. These millionaires and billionaires and CEOs. No one's even me. I've worked on myself for 25, 30 years, and I'm so far from perfect, and that's cool because I'm me, and I love myself. I love who I am, who I become through a lot of these lessons. Although you're right, well, I mean, there's the what's that saying? Comparison is the death of growth, and then there's another one. Comparison robs you of all something. I mean, it robs you of all anything, really.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are doing that. They're comparing themselves to others. I'm not here yet. I'm not there yet. I don't do this yet. And I tell people, please don't compare yourself to me where I am compared to where you are starting off. I'm just further ahead than you. Let me show you it's possible. But avoid
Right.
comparing yourself. You don't want to be exactly me. I don't want to be exactly, I don't know, Tony Robbins or whoever. I don't want to, because I like the success he has. I want to do it in my way. And I want to be me. And I let Tony or Oprah or whoever show me that success is possible, or Dan Martell or whoever.
Yeah.
They show me that it's possible versus comparing myself. But you're right. It's almost a natural thing, especially if we haven't done a lot of work on clearing that stuff out, a lot of deep, deep inner work, because life can beat us down. People, parents, friends, culture, religion, society, school, you name it, it can beat us down. It can program us negative, that we're not good enough, or you're not as good as Sally, or you're not as good as Fred, or your brother or your sister, or why don't you get these marks, or why can't you do this or that, or whatever. Right. And this comparison, and almost making us not feel like we're not good
Yeah.
enough, or that self-doubt in ourselves that usually starts younger and then perpetuates through life, because life can reinforce that. Um, avoid trying to be perfect.
Yeah.
Be your best, work on yourself, absolutely. um there's a fine line from saying, well, I love myself and I like myself and I don't care if no one likes that or no one likes it. That's a fine line between being lazy and abdicating any kind of growth and your own limitless potential. And yes, saying I
Interesting.
do
Yeah.
love myself so much. I don't really, it don't really matter what people think about me. And it's a fine balance and a fine line, and you got to be really, really diligent to make sure you're not lying to yourself. Of no, I'm fine. I love myself where I am, wherever you
Yeah.
are, whatever you are. Um, yes, love yourself absolutely. And still, my invitation is to always be working on yourselves, because then you'll grow, you become more, you'll rid some of the burnout, you'll rid some of the self doubt, the overwhelm, the imposter
Sure.
syndrome that causes us to do all these crazy things, crazy making, per se. These behaviors or actions that we really consciously don't want to do, but we're still doing these things, or
Right.
not doing certain things that'll create success. And
So I think it's interesting that you're talking about your mentors there or other people that you mentioned,
mhm,
right? But I'm hearing there's a thread through all of that that talks about being authentic and
mm,
genuine,
fair,
being true
fair,
to yourself, even though sometimes I think when we compare to other people, we're not being true to ourselves. We're trying to live up to someone else
fair.
instead of
Yep,
just go
correct.
on our own journey, right? What can you give advice to our audience out there listening to today to help them be more genuine and authentic so that they can be stronger in their journey?
I think that it's an excellent point. And I always tell people, in terms of, avoid trying to be perfect, avoid trying to be like anyone else, because perfect doesn't exist. Perfect is
Yeah.
never done. And the saying done is better than perfect, because perfect is never done. So again, avoid aiming for perfection. There's no such thing anyways. Aim for excellence, sure. Aim for maybe impeccable, sure. Aim for awesomeness, and sure, about what you do and who you are, absolutely. Um,
Don't
but
you
I
think
think we
it's
need
also
to,
true that those
yeah,
those people that like the millionaire or billionaire, they have imposter syndrome really seriously? So we don't
believe it.
get to see those people all the time, but when you get near them and you find out, hey,
It's a
they're
human.
just like
They're
me,
human,
right?
exactly.
They're human.
Exactly.
And I love to say to my students in college class all the time that I had in my cyber technology ethics class
Cool.
was, hey, we're not just human beings, we're human becomings. And that's what I'm
I love
hearing you
that.
say is,
I
hey,
love
it's a
that.
growth thing, right?
It's always a growth thing, absolutely, and we're growing into being who we're being, and that's why we have these limitations. That's what forces us to grow. That's what makes life
Of
fun and all
course.
air
Yeah.
quoted, because sometimes
Yeah.
things can suck. But that honestly, all the stuff that's happening to me in my life, I'm grateful for all of it. Wouldn't change any of it because life. Remember, life happens for us, not to us. All the stuff and the stuff happens to help us grow, learn, develop, and all that stuff that happened to me, good and bad in other ways. It's just made me be the amazing and, to your point, authentic leader, mentor that I am, because now I'm like, yeah, I was there. This is how we do that. Or, you know what? Yes, that really sucks. I was there. Let me help you get out of that faster versus you trying to figure it out all yourself. And that lights me up. That lights me up being that mentor, that leader, coach, author, speaker, whatever, that can help people do that. So because I was there, it's a very authentic thing to do versus me
Yeah.
still being overweight, which I'm not anymore, and try to teach someone how to lose 30 pounds or something, you know?
Well, hey, one other thing on top
Yeah,
of that is
yeah,
you mentioned the idea that hey, we're on this journey and we're having struggles and we have failures and all of that. So I think a lot of times people think, oh, he's beyond that point. He's not going to have failures anymore. He's not going to have any more
got it.
disappointments or struggles, right? So sometimes I ask people, I say, well, don't you think I have scars? Look, I've got scars from some of the things that have happened to me,
True,
but I still
true.
take that next step.
Yeah,
What can we tell the audience or share with them, James, to help them understand that even if you have scars, you can still rebound, right? You can still get back up and take that next
yeah.
step in the journey of being a human becoming.
I agree. Whether it's a little literal scar, like me, shearing and totally ripping my Achilles tendon years ago in martial arts, and I don't know if I could run again or martial arts again or anything again. And I'm back. But you're right. It's we look at these scars, and I think that's what makes us unique. Whether it's a metaphorical scar or a
Yeah.
literal scar, it's what makes us unique. It colors our experience, makes us interesting, and it shapes us, it develops us. So embrace everything,
Yeah.
if you will. Embrace
Absolutely. Yeah.
even
Yeah.
it is exactly, embrace everything. Embrace the things that suck. It's happening for you, not to you. And maybe seek help, seek mentorship, talk to someone about it, and drop the ego, and again seek help and mentorship, and that way you grow from it without doing
Yeah.
it all alone, because no one is wildly successful all on their own. Drop the ego that's what you have to do, or the limiting beliefs that say, oh, I have to prove that I can do this all on
Yep.
my own, to prove that I'm good enough or worthy, or prove to my dad that I'm this, or my mom that I'm this, or prove to the bullies or my teachers or whatever that I'm this or that. Drop that facade, because that's going to keep you stuck and miserable, and just realize that we all need help. Embrace the stuff, embrace everything, embrace the things that suck. And also, but again, like I said, seek that mentorship, really, because it's happening for us. We sometimes just need help, or that embrace
Right.
someone else sometimes.
Hey, if this message is resonating with some of our audience out there, how can they best connect with you, James?
Cheers.
How
Yeah,
can
yeah.
they get a hold of you?
Right on, right on. Well, again, I'm James Robert Elliot. You can check me out on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook under James R for Robert Elliot with one T, Elliot. You can go to limitless-entrepreneur.com, limitless-entrepreneur.com. And yeah, that's about it. If anyone wants, I'm happy to share a little freebie video, a 9-minute video on how to avoid self-doubt, burnout, overwhelm, and imposter syndrome. That's a long word. While growing your business and taking things to a whole new level, and having more fun and freedom and time and family and friends. All the F's, all the all the good F's. But that's, in a nutshell, that's how people can reach me. This is what I love to do. I love to help people become more successful in their businesses, but also, most importantly, have more life, and perhaps even have a life by design, dare
Absolutely.
we say.
That's awesome. Thank you, James. It was great having you and a lot of fun. And we heard a lot of great things. I just encourage that audience out there to keep taking that next step and reach out to James. If you have any questions, I encourage you to find that mentor so you can be authentic and genuine and
Yeah,
become a better human being
right
and
on,
becoming. Yep.
right on.
Thanks,
Exactly.
James.
My pleasure, brother. My pleasure. And
Strike
that's
on.
why it all happens to us. It's so we can be an authentic leader. Thanks,
Yeah,
everyone. Till next time.
absolutely. Bye bye.
Cheers. There we go. Beautiful. That cough is hanging on there. Beautiful. Thank you. I should have asked you typically how long your podcasts go for. I do 15